ladies and gentlemen, Tom Hills.
Thanks, dude. Hey, everybody, how you doing tonight? Come on, let's get this going. Yeah. All right, let's start this off. I've got a beard. Don't know if you guys noticed it or not. Pretty apparent, stuck to my face. Here's the thing, though. My beard, I've been trying to describe it to people, and I figured out the best description of what my beard is. And I realized that my beard is kind of like an iceberg. You know, you see it from afar and you think, oh my God, look at that. It's so sublime, so beautiful. It's amazing. But then you get closer and you realize, oh wait, that's only 10% on the surface. There's 90% below, we can't see. That's gonna cause problems, sink some ships. What I'm trying to say is I'm a hairy fella. It's not easy being a hairy guy, you know? It's not like there's any benefits. It's not like when I get older, I'm like a gorilla and I become a silverback. And I can assert my dominance amongst my male peers. And ladies, you don't like a hairy dude. You don't see that guy across the bar and say, oh my God, I want to take that guy home and dress him up like an Ewok. We're gonna make yub-yub all night long. But I do have one trick, this one thing I can do, and that is I can take a really small top hat and I can put it on my dong, and it makes it look like Slash from Guns N' Roses. Welcome to the jungle, ladies. Welcome to the jungle. I'm getting... So, let it soak in. I've been getting older, guys, and it's interesting because I can't dress myself anymore now that I'm older, which is kind of the opposite of the way it should be. But here's the thing, is that like I went shopping the other day and I bought a coat, and I thought it was a really cool coat. It was a bomber jacket. And I put it on, and when I was younger and like skinnier, I looked like a hipster. But now I just look like that cool uncle. You know the cool uncle where, you know, he's there with the kids, and the kids are like, oh my God, cool Uncle Tom, he's my hero. But as soon as you leave, the parents are just like, listen, Timmy, you don't want to be like cool Uncle Tom. He drinks a lot and sleeps with unclean ladies. Not your thing. Also been going to a lot of parties too, but the parties have changed. Starting to go to dinner parties. Not fun at all. The type of places where they have to tell you what you're going to eat before you eat it. They're sitting there like, oh, Tom, before you start eating, I want to let you know, we made a beautiful blue cheese encrusted steak for you. It's great. Learn to make it off the Food Network. Bobby Flay. Oh, you love it. All the while I'm thinking, yeah, this is good. Because last night I had nachos made with ketchup and Cheese Whiz. That's not a recipe, that's survival. I wouldn't recommend that to anybody. And they always have the wine too, but like with the wine, they have to tell you about it as well. They got to tell you about their trip down to the Niagara region. And be like, oh, by the way, we got to let you know, we got this wine when we were in the Niagara region on the weekend. Stayed at a quaint bed and breakfast, so nice. Got this great 1983 Merlot, pre-Clinton, great year. All the while I'm like, well, I brought Colt 45. 9 out of 10 homeless people say it's the best. Right there above Old English. I don't like McDonald's anymore, guys. I know you're looking at me thinking, I don't know, I think you might still like it a little bit. But here's the thing. McDonald's now is like, there's this commercial I saw that really pissed me off, and it was a commercial of all the employees at breakfast having a really good time making McDonald's. They're sitting there making McGriddles, juggling eggs, dancing, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen that at McDonald's at 7 in the morning. You know what I have seen? I've seen one solitary guy just leaning on the counter, face in his hands, thinking, oh my God, why did I do so much acid in high school? I could have been a doctor by now, instead of making griddles for this asshole. Also don't like Subway now either. Like I went to the Subway the other day and they had an ad for their employment, and it said, hey, come join our team. You can be a sandwich artist. And then I looked at the Indian guy behind the counter and I thought, I don't think he's a sandwich artist. I don't think he came over from India with dreams of doing this. It's not like as he's leaving, he tells his family, listen, Mom, Dad, I'm gonna leave my physics degree behind. I'm gonna go over to Canada with this briefcase filled with clothing and freshly baked buns and follow my true calling. But you know what? I kind of wish he was a sandwich artist, you know? Like sit there and make a sandwich for me and take a really long time to do it, all the while looking at it from different angles, just like, no, maybe. At one point I get pissed off at him and I'm like, listen, buddy, I don't mean to be a pain, but I kind of want a mustard on that sandwich. Why are you putting mayonnaise? And then he'll look me straight in the eye and say, listen, good sir, your lips may have said mustard, but your soul, it wants mayonnaise. Just slathering it right in front of me. And then eventually he gets to that point of creative frustration where he looks at the sandwich and he's just like, not good enough! He smacks it off the table. Next thing you know, he's hitting his head against the wall saying, my passion's become my nightmare. And then finally reaches that point of postmodernism where he won't even make sandwiches anymore. He just takes the ingredients and chases me out of the store. Just like, the medium is the message! All right, I'll leave you on this, guys. I smoke pot. I don't know if there's any pot smokers in the room. Yeah? There we go. Only you, apparently. But you know what? I moved to Mississauga, and I hate Mississauga because they actually bust you for smoking pot in Mississauga. Toronto, they don't do that. What happens if a cop sees you with pot in Toronto? They're just like, sir, do you realize how poorly you rolled that joint? I'm gonna have to confiscate that. Learn to roll better next time. They also have the pot march in this town, which is an amazing thing because it's the only time pot smokers do anything. I was like, we're gonna march. It's like, you're only gonna make it to the big slice, buddy. I'm sorry. But I see that and I think, you know what? I want to see a march for other drugs. Like imagine they had an acid march. Wouldn't even leave the front gate, guys. People would just look out there and say, no, I'm not marching today. Everybody's got devil eyes. Just gonna sit here and look at the grass for 12 hours. That's what I'm gonna do. Or they had an ecstasy march. That'd be like the Terry Fox run of drug marches. Just people running down Yonge Street, having sex, waving glow sticks, eating grapefruit. They get down to the lake, they look out at the lake and they're like, no, I'm not done yet. Start running west. Like 5 hours later, they're coming down off the drugs. They're just like, oh my God, I'm so depressed right now. Oh shit, I'm in Hamilton too. This isn't gonna be fun at all. I've been Tom Mills, thank you very much.